Here we are in section 3.1, exercises 20 through 25. It says graph the following lines, label the x and y intercepts. So these need to have the exact same points. On the other ones, you're able to pick and choose any x and y and stick them in and find their partners. Here, we've got to do very specific ones. So on number 20, the x and y, we've got to stick in a 0 for x and a 0 for y. So we stick 0 in for x right up here, and we get 5 times 0 plus 2y equals 10. Notice that 0 right in there just cancels that 5 out. Divide by 2, and we get the y is a 5. Well, that's kind of nice. 0, 5, about right there. And now we're going to stick in 0 for y to get the x-intercept. So that's 5x plus 2 times y. 2 times 0 is just 0. And notice it does the same thing. That 0 just goes away, kind of just eliminates that whole term. So when we divide by 5, we get x equals 2. So let's correct what we had there. That wasn't 0, 5. There's 0, 5, and there's 2, 0. Good, and then let's draw that guy. Excellent. All right, and you need to have these points as the x and y intercepts. All right, the next one, number 21, we stick in 0 for x and y. So let's stick in 0 for x. Let's get the y-intercept. Y equals 4/7 times 0, gone, minus 6. Y is a negative 6. That's nice. There's a negative 6 right there. Now we got to stick in 0 for y right there and then solve for x. So 0 equals 4/7 x minus 6. Ew. Have to add 6 over. We get 6 equals 4/7 x times by 7. 42 equals 4x, and then divide by 4. Divide by 4, divide by 4, and x equals, that reduces down to 21 halves. So 21 halves, that's what, 10 and a half. So that's like clear out there. And there we go. Hit both of those dots. And yes, this is the y-intercept, and that's the x-intercept. Could write it like that with the parentheses. That'll help identify them. All right, next one, number 22. Again, let's stick in the x and the y. X is 0. We get y equals 8/3 times 0 is 0 plus 1. Y equals 1. That was a nice easy one. Now let's stick in 0 for y for the other intercept. 0 goes in for y. And that's 8/3 x plus 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. That's 8/3 x. Times by 3, and we get negative 3 equals 8x. And divide by 8, x equals a negative 3/8. Negative 3/8. So we would write that as 0, 1 and negative 3/8, 0. 0, 1 is right up here. And negative 3/8, small little fraction there. And there we have it. Good. Number 23, x equals 10. So if we stick in x and y, if we stick in 0 for x, we get 0 equals 10. That never happens. This means that this guy will never have a y-intercept. No y-intercept. Yeah. So bzzzt. All right, so if we stick in y is 0, there's nowhere to stick it in. We get x equals 10. That's right. We have 10, 0 right out here. And remember what this thing does? You could have 5, 10, 10, 5, 10, 11, 10, 2. X is always 10. So out here where x is 10, y does whatever it wants. And notice that there is no y-intercept on this one. So just 10, 0. That is the only intercept. So we can't graph a y-intercept. All right, number 24. Let's stick in the zeros. We get 0 for x. We get y equals negative 3/7 times 0 plus 4. This just goes away. Times 0 is 0. Y equals 4. That was nice. 0, 4 right about there. And then stick in 0 for y. Ooh, 0 equals negative 3/7 x plus 4. Subtract 4 from both sides, and we get negative 3/7 x. Oh, now times by a 7, we get negative 28 equals negative 3x, and divide by a negative 3. Divide by a negative 3, and we get x is 28 thirds. Man, that takes a lot of work sometimes. Y is 0, x is 28 thirds, which is 9.3, something like that, way out here. Okay, and there we have the line, almost a straight line there. And again, these are the x and y intercepts. Here's the x-intercept, and there's the y-intercept. Good. And now for number 25. Again, x and y, we're going to stick in 0 for x. If we stick in 0 right here, then we get 0 minus y equals 14. Divide by a negative 1, y equals a negative 14. Negative 14. Ooh, that's going to be way, way down here like there. And then stick in 0 for y. And we get 7x minus 0 equals 14. Divide by 7, x is a 2. So we get 0, negative 14 if we write it out here in the nice coordinate form, and 2, 0. 2, 0 is about right there. So this guy, ooh, close enough there. And good, and those are the intercepts.